Let's see. Yes, I see the attendees coming in. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Hello, Mind Valley members. Look who we have today for this amazing workshop. As people are coming in, I see the number is growing. Linda, can you see that? Okay, we already have 100 and okay, the number is growing too fast. So hey, everybody, welcome to our super juicy workshop today with one and only Linda Clemons. Type in the chat where you guys are joining. Where are you in the world? Meantime, people are coming in.
Chicago, yay!
See,
Everywhere.
beautiful. Texas, Russia, Colorado, Mexico. Oh my goodness. This is the best thing about Mind Valley community. We're everywhere in the world. I'm right now joining you guys from Kuala Lumpur. So it's 6:30 a.m. Linda, what about you?
Yes. I'm excited. Look at them. Come on in, my babies. Come on in the room. Come on in. Yes.
Oh my God, you guys are up for such a treat. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to start. As people are joining in, I want to say, yes, happy Love Week, guys. It was the Valentine's Day, and this is a Love Week. We're celebrating love, and who doesn't want to learn the art of seduction and flirting and dating? And today we have Linda, who's going to teach us, oh my goodness, all the juicy stuff about how to activate that inner seductress and tap into our sensuality, charisma, and learn the art of flirting again and again. So I'm gonna introduce you guys. I mean, she is way too talented. So in few sentences, probably I will fail to share with you the magic that she has, but Linda Clemons is award-winning body language and nonverbal communication expert with over 4 decades of experience in coaching female entrepreneurs, professionals, celebrities, and politicians. Her international coaching and speaking career has seen her uplift thousands of women while sharing stage with people like President Obama, Oprah Winfrey. Oh my goodness. And what I love about her, and she mentions a lot, right? Even though she has been, a corporate trainer, she was, training on sales and leadership. But I love what she says. After every workshop, women would approach and ask about dating and and that juicy part of, being a woman. So without further ado, I don't want to take even a minute from this workshop so that you guys can experience this amazing workshop. You can also drop in the chat, why are you here today? What brought you today? I also want to mention very quickly that we'll have a Q&A. So you will see in the menu down below, there's a part for Q&A. So I invite you to add your questions to the Q&A and vote for the questions that you like, because in the end, we'll have also part for the Q&A. And if you stay till the end, we also have something good for you. So with that being said, without further ado, we are welcoming one and only Linda Clemons.
Thank you so much to all of my lovelies, all my Clementines. I've just named them my Clementines out there. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so excited. Sarah, thank you for the introduction. This is Love Week, but for me, I think as one of my favorite songs from Rihanna is Love on the Brain. I've got love on the brain, on the mind, and on the heart all the time. So again, thank you so much. I love you. You're from Brazil, Hungary, United States. I'm so excited. London, UK, everywhere. Thank you for being here. And no matter what time zone you're in, love is available 24 hours a day. So again, thank you. Now, I'm excited to be one of the authors at Mind Valley. And I'm excited about my quest and to be able to have the opportunity to give you a little sneak peek. If you are a woman out there who is trying to unlock your inner seductress, to bring out the feminine power that you can do to slay in the boardroom and slay in the bedroom. This time and this moment is for you, and this quest is for you. You're going to love it. And here's what I want you to do. Promise me you'll have fun. You'll be open to everything. You know, the late Dr. Wayne Dyer says, be open to everything, but attached to nothing. Open for the possibilities, open for new things that can enhance your personal life, enhance your love life, not just help you become a great human being. I want you to walk away from this session and to join my quest to become a great human becoming. That's what I want. So my name is Linda Clemons again. I'm from Indiana, here in the United States, Indianapolis, Indiana. And I travel around the world, specialize in two expertise, sales expert, but most importantly for you here right now and this moment as a world-class body language expert. And here's what that means. I hear the inaudible and I see the invisible. So I hear what it is that you may be thinking. I see what it is that you may be thinking, because the unspoken word, the nonverbal, is our first language. And the reason why I'm so excited about this moment in my quest, you have at least 10 different sessions with me over 10 days. And it's what I call bite-sized nibble, bite-sized moments that you can learn and run away with it and apply. And what I decided to do, I said, my gosh, should I teach them about connecting with their inner vixen? Should I teach them about how to create their love potion? Should I teach them about those hot nonverbal cues and moves that you can do to have the person of your desire totally into you? Should I teach them about loving arms and embracing hands? Should I teach them about that? So of all the things that I wanted to teach, I says, my goodness, I don't have to do it right now. My Clementines, you will come into the quest and learn all the things that you need to learn. And here's what I'm asking you to do. When you do, you're going to feel it. You're going to experience it. And it's going to leave you just sizzling, and you will radiate. And I'm going to teach you that, girlfriend, we're going to be friends for a long, long time. And promise me this, if by chance you try this on someone, and you find the individual, the person of your dreams, I want you to invite my niece and I, my assistant Michaela, to your wedding. We want to go to your wedding, even if we have to do it virtually, or if you can't do that, that once you find that person, name the firstborn after me. I just had to get it in. I just had to get it in, you guys. I just had to get it in. So here's the deal. I decided to teach you, one of the tracks in my quest is I Seduction, I Power. So everyone write that down, I Power. The eyes are so important. It is the thing that we use to make the connection with another human being. It's the one feature that we use to be able to let the world know, you walk into the room, I'm here, I am present. So write this down, I Power. Start thinking about all your questions, and we're going to have some fun. Now, I have a disclaimer. Yeah, I do. I have a disclaimer. And this disclaimer is, what you learn here today, to practice this with respect, honor, and with great caution. I'm going to tell you something that happened to a friend of mine that took the quest. I've known her for years. She took the quest and she started practicing the I Power and the I Seduction. The reason why I want you to proceed with caution, because if you use some of the strategies and the tactics that I share with you, say, for example, if you were in a room full of eligible men and you get up and do a presentation and all of a sudden you do the power scan, Virginia, if you do the power scan and you scan the room, the next thing you know, you will have a lot of men coming to you and saying to you, I connected with you. I saw that look in your eye. I know you were talking to me. because it's just that powerful. So my friend, she did this. Next thing you know, she was having a date on Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. She said to me, Linda, about 5 men came to me right after when I did my session and did my presentation. 5 guys came up to me. They all wanted to take me out. And I said, honey, you should have went and did a half a dozen. You should have went and did an extra wink and get one more. So what happened was that the moment that she starts scanning the room, and as a body language expert, when I say scan the room, it's when you walk into the room, you enter the door, you stop, you pause, and you scan the room. We do it. So practice that, scanning the room. Come on now. Just practice scanning the room.
Recording in progress.
And when you scan the room, what you're doing is you're assessing. You're looking around. You're trying to make sure that you catch someone's eyes. And of course, we do that when we're in networking events to make sure we know the people that are in the room. So when I say eye scan, that's what I mean when you're scanning the room. So before we get started with eye seduction, I want you to put together your eye compass. So your eye compass, think about north, south, east, and west. Okay, think about that. So everyone write this down. My eye compass, C-O-M-P-A-S-S. I'm from Indiana, honey. You may hear my Hoosier accent, all right? So eye compass. So here's what I want you to do. Keep your head level. That's the first stop, because I'm going to give you a lot of goodies here. You're going to have to hold on. Get a lot of good stuff. So keep the head level. So when you hear me say level head, that's a level head. When I say head tilt, you tilt. That's the head tilt. So we're going to start with a level head, and we're going to create the eye compass. So I want you to look up towards the north. Look up. So you notice that? Look up. Everybody practice. Look up. Michaela, you practice too. Look up. How many of you are out there practicing? Are you practicing? I got to feel you. Tell me in the chat. Say, Linda, I'm practicing. I'm practicing. Somebody tell me you're practicing. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Jolanda, yes, yes, yes. Practice, practice. Come on, girl. Come on now. All right. All right. So look up, look up, look up, look up. Now that's up. We're going to call that eye north. Now let's go eye south. Eye south, look down, look down, look down. Okay, very important. Now, the west would be to my left and the east would be to my right. You know what it is for you. So we look up, we look down. Let's look to the west, to the side, to the east, to the side. Practice that. Up, down, side, side, up, down, side, side. Now watch when I do it, not in the seductive or flirting way. Let's say that I'm in a meeting. And let's say you're having a business meeting and someone says something, Jose, someone said something, Josie, someone said something, Regina, that got on your last nerve and you did this. Oh, no, 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 no. It doesn't work in eye seduction and eye power if you are trying to draw in that person of your desire. When you do it like this, it becomes eye dismissal. It's like, talk to the hand. But when you do eye north like this, eye south, okay, to the left, to the right, practice. Up, down, left, right. Now watch this. See, we just did it with level head. Don't you love it? Are you with me, Julie? Thank you, Julie. Julie's with me. Are you guys with me? I love it. Regina, come on, honey. I know you all are there. Come on. Name that firstborn after me. Send my invitation to the wedding. Michaela, get the outfit ready. So, okay, this is our eye compass. So remember what Linda said. Eye up, eye down, to the east, to the west. Eye up, eye down, to the east, to the west. Now, here's what I want you to do. The most powerful thing that you can do when you are dating and you are having that connection, it is very important, and you meet someone, is using the upper carriage, the power of the lean, L-E-A-N, and that's leaning in. L-E-A-N. Okay, I just said to everybody, it needs to be a grandchild. Okay, baby, it could be a grandchild. Name the grandchild after me because you've been busy already with the love tips. Okay, so the lean, L-E-A-N, and here's what I want to call it. If I was doing another case and working undercover and trained in analytical interviewing, which is a nice word for interrogation. But if I was working a case or doing something, say with the FBI audience or things of that sort, I would call it a line lean. That's a different thing. If someone is being deceptive, and oh my gosh, if you ever attend one of those juicy sessions that I do, Oh, honey. But this time, because we're talking about seduction, eye power, we're going to call it the loving lean. Someone type it in the chat for me. The loving lean. Loving lean. So I know that you're there. Type it in the chat. Somebody help me out. Come on, be my scribe. That's it. The loving lean. And the loving lean goes like this. So just pretend. I'm going to make up a name here. Pretend that I'm having my first time date with Luigi. That's just the name that I'm picking out. And there's something about him that I really like that's charming. Would I lean back? So tell me, Luigi, tell me about yourself. Or would I lean forward with my loving lean? So Luigi, tell me about yourself. See what I just did? So you're leaning in. We have the tendency, and it's primitive, to lean towards things that we like, have an interest in, are curious about. We lean towards that. That's what's so important. And that's the thing that's on our mind at the time. So it's the most important thing when you see someone do the lean. When you're talking to someone and maybe they're whispering and you want them to come in closer, you may do a little whisper and they'll say, tell me what you're saying. I mean, can you repeat it up, speak up? Because they're leaning in to hear you. And it's the most important thing at that moment. So we call that the loving lean. So when you've made that connection and you're looking in his eyes and you're making that connection, and you lean forward, it's that loving lean. Now, the lean doesn't go like this. Okay, tell me what you're saying. No, you're just to scare them. Watch how I do this loving lean. Okay, someone said Luigi sounds like a horny name. It doesn't, only to you. It could be Eduardo. It could be Denzel. It could be Kevin. Okay, come on. So I'm leaning in, all right? So with the eye power, it's so very important. So understanding your compass, if you will, looking up, looking down, to the left and to the right. Now, the reason why you do this, because the eyes are very, very important. It's the thing that you make the first connection here in the United States, here in the US. Eye contact, specifically when you're doing business, is acceptable and expected anywhere from 65 to 70% of the time, because here in the United States, in the business realm, if someone doesn't demonstrate eye contact, then in the business sense, you sometimes feel that maybe they're not being authentic or truthful, what have you. Different parts of the world, the culture is different. In Japanese culture, Asian cultures, it may be disrespectful to look directly in the eye, where they may look at the suprasternal notch in business. But we're talking about eye power and eye seduction. So it's very, very important that you capture that eye contact. Now, we're going to do a little thing called eye flirt. Okay, write this down. Somebody write it down. Put it in the chat. Okay, we're going to talk about eye flirt. Eye flirt is this. So that, let's just say, girlfriends, we're all going out together. Come on, we're all going to go out together. No matter where you are in the world, meet me at the place. Meet me at the place that's hopping. So I have a huge global table. We're all there and we're having a good time. You're ordering your favorite drink. I'm ordering my little bottle of water, with a little lemon in there, lime. So I'm sitting there, and then all of a sudden, someone else at the table is talking. A gentleman comes by. And he says, can I join you, ladies? And we all go, absolutely. So next thing you know, there's a conversation that's taking place. So let's just say, for example, that Evie is talking. Evie is talking at the table. So normally the person that's talking at the table, all eyes are on that person. But let's say that the gentleman that joined us at the table, here's what happens. I'm going to do an eye flirt. So let's say Evie is talking. Everybody's looking at Evie. Evie's telling a story. But as Evie is talking, I'm looking at the gentleman. Every time Evie says a word, I look back at him, then I look back at Evie. I look back at him, back at Evie. Why am I looking at him? Because I'm eye flirting, also called the eye dance. Come play with me. Come play with me. And that's the eye flirt. Isn't that fun? But the way you do it, because a tactic known is a tactic blown. So when you are giving that eye contact and then the table breaks up, the next thing you know, he approaches you and says, hey, and maybe it's me. did you kind of like feel something? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Notice that when I said, yeah, I did, the moment that I said, yeah, I did, eyes went north. The flirt. Yeah, I did. Then all of a sudden, when I got into the spirit and the soul of it, the eyes went, yeah, I did. Oh my gosh, look at the flirt of the eyes, going down north, going down north. And then he says, so, do you come here often? And man, what is that fragrance that you're wearing? Oh, oh, ooh, shalala. Notice that it goes east or west. So the eyes are so important. So keep that, make a note. Make a note. Somebody says, where is this place that we're meeting? So we can take a flight and get there soon. I'm loving it. But now we know about our eye compass, right? So now all the things we're talking about, eye flirting, which is very, very important. And the other thing that I want to talk to you about, and this is important for work, so I'm going to do a little pivot here. Very important is the eye triangle. Someone write that down for me. Eye triangle, eye triangle. And I'm going to give you this little exercise. Ladies, it's very important. If you are super boss, meaning if you're an entrepreneur or you work in corporate America, and of course we're in a diverse culture, diverse corporate world, but here this thing is primitive when we're dealing with men, So if you're in corporate America, you have to remember the eye triangle for corporate America. So everybody take their hand. You can call it a triangle or a pyramid. So everyone do this, do this, do this. Hey, hey. Hey. All right. So when you do this, take it and then the base of the triangle, I wanted you to put your two thumbs at the base of your nose. Okay. Everybody see that, right? See that? We'll make sure you can see my eyes, right? In business, in corporate America, and when doing business with men, never let your eyes go below the base of the triangle. So look what happens. So if I'm shaking hands with someone or doing the fist bump, depends where you are and what's going on in the world. If I go like this, well, Kevin, well, John, watch my eyes, watch this. I'm going to take away the triangle. Watch this. The triangle's right here. The base is right here. Well, Kevin, well, John, it's a pleasure to meet you. See what I just did? Did anybody notice it? What did I do? What did I do? So do you see what happened? What kind of signal? Please put it in the chat. Tell me what signal, if I do that, if I go below the base in corporate America, what signal does it send to the man? Someone put it in the chat. Somebody tell me. See? So I'll go like, it's a pleasure. And I'm extending my hand. It's a pleasure to meet you, Kevin. What just happens? What is he going to say? Vulnerable. But what is he feeling? It's not dismissal. Dismissal goes up. Talk to the hands. Dismissal goes up. Watch the eyes again. Watch very carefully. You don't want to do it in corporate America. You don't want to do it with the bed. Watch this. I'm looking at Kevin. Watch the eyes. Hands extended. It's a pleasure to meet you, Kevin. Watch my eyes. What is that? Am I flirting? Yes. Am I sending a message? Yes. I'm sending a message. So then here's what takes place. And the reason I got to tell you this, because the beauty of you, the seductress in you, girlfriend, you got to learn when to turn it on and turn it off. And so if you're doing it in the boardroom, if you are doing this in business, the next thing you know, it sends a message. And then I'm getting a letter, or then I have to deal with someone in HR because someone may feel there was sexual harassment, all because someone felt that you were sending a message. And the next thing you know, she was coming on to me. Just because the eyes went below the waist. Imagine it being the waist, the base being the waist, when the eyes go below the waist. Wow. But if you are doing this, meet me in the club. Meet me. See, my niece taught me some new moves here. Now meet me in the club. Then I meet someone and I'm scanning the room and I caught his eye. He's looking at me and I'm looking at him. All of a sudden, I'm looking to the left. I'm looking to the right. I go up north and I go south. Then he looks at me again and he winks. He sends a signal. He's acknowledging it. So he sends a signal. Wow. The moment that he sends a signal, what happens? I'll look at him and I'll go below the base because of the setting that I'm in. Wow. Wow. Okay. Someone tell me if you learned something from that, put it in the chat, because we don't realize what's taking place, because the moment that you think about it, whatever you think about comes about. If it's on your mind, it comes out on the face. If it's on your mind, it comes out in the face and in the body. So it's very important. So we know about scanning the room. We know about practicing our eye compass. And so we know about the flirt, the eye flirt. We know all of that. So let's get down to some more deep, juicy stuff. Let's talk about the eye gaze. Okay. And the eye gaze. I'm going to go with this. So now, for those of you that are parents, And for those of you that have children or ever been a child before, that should be everybody. That should be everybody on the call here. So if you've ever been a child before, everyone on this call, if you have a mother, kind of like my mother, my late mom, you've had a mother, there was a certain kind of gaze that you would get if you know that you're in trouble. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Does anyone know that they're in trouble? That your parent would give you that gaze, that she would not have to say, mom would not have to say a word when she says, look, don't let me tell you again not to do that. So let's say you do it. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to do my own thing. And then your mother goes, I call it Sybil, and gives you that look that goes like this. The eyes begin to squint, like somebody said, a threatening gaze. The look goes like this. It's not wide open unless mom's getting mad. We'll talk about eyes wide open. But here's what takes place. The eyes begin to squint. When you see the squinting eye, that's lasering in on someone, that's focusing in on someone, that also could be very discerning. You'll often see the squinting eye if you're in a business meeting, or you can be dating. It's something that you're saying, like, oh yes, I was Miss America, Miss Universe, I'm just, and if the person doesn't believe you, you'll see the eyes go like this, and then they'll start to close up and maybe close off a power zone. Tell me more. So imagine mom doing that, giving you that look. She gazes at you. Don't move. Don't do it again. Without saying a word. And if you're having a conversation and it's something that she doubts or she doesn't believe, she looks at you like this. So that's a different kind of gaze. But here's another kind of gaze. There's a kind of gaze, it's an intimate gaze where you come into someone and write this down, it's called on, E-N, face. Okay, but it's a E-N face, but in French, en face. Okay, en face. And what that means, it's a seduction, flirty seduction that's used all over the world. Thank you, Angela. Love you for that. It's used all over the world when two people have a special connection, maybe something intimate or special going on. And they have a tendency to lean towards each other where they're literally inches away from each other. As I'm getting close to you, that you can feel the heat, you can feel the energy coming from them, that they're so close, inches away from their face from each other, that they're almost, they're about to kiss en face. And that's a flirty technique. And you have thank you. Chantel said I did very good. Thank you, love. Thank you. So come on, Linda, back to the course here. So you're leaning in. That's very, very important. So wow. And that happens now. That happens when you have that level of intimacy, that level of rapport, that connection, if you will, that happens. And so you'll see that, and that's what that is. And you'll begin to develop that. And isn't it wonderful that when the person of your desire starts to initiate that? So let's talk about something else about the eyes. Let's talk about eye tracking. Okay. And so here's what happens. Someone write that down in the chat. I need my team. Come on, Clementines. Come on. So eye tracking is simply this, where people are doing an assessment, and studies have shown that when we eye track, we have a tendency to love to watch moving lips more than when the lips are at rest. That's what eye tracking is all about. So when you're eye tracking, so the person is like looking at your lips, and because it's very fascinating, there's something very sensual about the mouth. And that's a whole nother course. It's not something your mom needs to hear about. My niece says, oh my gosh, gag, So eye tracking, that's what that is. Is so when you're talking and someone that I'm connected with, which is very important, you have a tendency, you focus on the eyes and then you move towards the lips. And the way you use your eyes to look at the lips, and I want, so here's what I want you to think about. Think about when I'm looking at the lips. So imagine, first of all, close your eyes. Imagine the person of your dreams, of your desire. You feel it in your heart. You feel the connection. You did all that. You're together. And then they are talking to you. They're speaking to you. And I want you to imagine that you are eating and taking in every word. So watch this. So imagine if my lips are moving and the person, their lips are moving, and I'm looking at them like this. Watch me, watch me. Did you feel that? See, so I'm taking in. Hi, Angela. I'm taking in every word. I'm taking in every word. Okay, Angela, you can use this for Michael B. Jordan. Okay. I'm taking in every word. And here is the thing. It is something powerful and so wonderful that when the person who is sitting in front of you feels like that they're the most important person in the world. You know, I never forget a friend of mine, he had said to me, he says, Linda, you know, there are beautiful women that are out there. And, you know, he says, one of the things that he said that attracts me to you is that every time that I have a conversation with you, you make me feel that even if I'm talking about a piece of paper, if I'm talking about a remote control, you make me feel like it is the most important thing, that what's coming out of my mouth is liquid gold. And what's coming out of the mouth, I want you to be able to look at from the eyes to the lips and eat every word. Okay. And then how you eat those words, how do you imagine? So just imagine her, take your favorite treat. So your favorite treat, Angela, take your favorite treat, Vicki. Come on, take your favorite treat, Jane, and imagine the favorite treat coming into your mouth. It's in your mouth, your favorite treat. Don't be naughty, you all. Your favorite treat, and you're taking that favorite treat and you're savoring it. It goes like this. And you're going to savor it with your eyes. You remember that movie? Was it Harry Met Sally? Stop. You know, stop. You know, I want what she's having, okay? Because of the reaction. So you're savoring that. You're savoring those words. And then I want to see it with your eyes. And remember, go up north. Go north. Bring it in the middle. Bring it down. Bring it down south. Without saying a word. Think of that first encounter. Yes, Betty, so delicious, Betty, you're right. So delicious, okay? So delicious. This is the art of eye seduction. Okay, so write this down. Oh, I just got some good stuff for you all. I'm just loving you all. I'm having a good time with you all. Okay, the supraorbital ridge. It's that little thing right here, that ridge, that bone that you feel. Women normally have more eye space, the more flesh, you know, and that's the thing that makes it seductive. So let me tell you something. I got a little thing here for you about Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe, if you look at her eyes, she was the epitome of seduction, you know, but here is the thing. She literally had a makeup artist, one of the best in the world, that actually arched her eyes so they would always appear like they were slightly surprised or open, where she was doing the eyebrow flash, where she's bringing them in. She's bringing it in. Okay, Victoria says she's got to turn on the fan. Honey, open up the windows, open up the door. It's about to get hot in here. So if Marilyn Monroe, when she had that, it always looked like that, that she was taking everything in. And by the way, it's not her natural brow. It was an award-winning makeup artist that created that seductive look. And when the eyes are up like that, when the eyes go up, the vocal tone also changes. When the eyebrow goes down, the vocal tone changes. So, what do you want to do tonight? As opposed to, watch the eyebrows go down. So, what do you want to do tonight? See the difference? See the difference. So it's so very, very important. And hold on in there, my babies. Hold on in there. We're going to have some time for Q&A. You could put it in the chat. We're going to have fun. Turn the fan on, open the door, call your honey, tell him it's going to be honey hugging tonight. Okay. My niece, Michaela's going, gag, gag, gag. She'll know one day. All right. Okay. So we talked about all that. We talked about what's important. So one of the things we're going to talk about is pupil dilation. Write it down. Come on, someone write it down. Write it down. Come on, Michaela, write it down, write it down, write it down. Pupil dilation. All right. So there is a gauge. It's called, I love this, a pupil, I need to type this in for you. It's called a pupil lometer. It's like a pupillometer. And what that does, this pupillometer, what it did, it actually gauged the pupil dilation of men's eyes. And here's what happens. When men look at a woman, a picture of a woman that's attractive, their eyes, their pupils dilate. Okay. And here's your first homework assignment. Grab any fashion magazine where you see the layout of the models, any magazine, particular women, look at their eyes, every one of the pupils, because it's been altered, by the way. They did it deliberately, because you know how they do the airbrushing and the touch up and everything, because I've got a lawsuit out going on right now. Beyonce stole my body, but honey, that's another story. We'll get to that, okay? But the bottom line is they do a lot of touch-ups and things in the magazine ads, and there was a big movement where women to be able to show their truthful and authentic self. But if you look at the pictures, your first homework assignment, Angela, your first homework assignment, Jane, your first homework assignment, I want you, Chantel, your first homework assignment, I want you to look at the pupils and every one of the women in the ad. You will see that their pupils are dilated. Okay. And what they found using this instrument, and they gauged this with men, that when they looked at the picture, that it would create a sense of arousal. Wow. In arousal, they got a little excited. Do you know, in the past century, and I'm going to type this in here. I know my niece wants Aladana. Make sure I spell that right. I hope it's spelled. So do you know that there was a cosmetic extract that women use in previous centuries to be able to dilate their pupils so they would come across attractive? You don't need to go buy that extract. You don't need to try to do that. And what it did, as a matter of fact, it's also called the same thing when they use that extract, the eyes, oh my gosh, the eyes become round, excited. What happens when someone's excited to see you and anticipate? The eyes go round. What happens when a child gets excited? The eyes go round, the pupils begin to dilate, and it's one of the things that you can't control. That's why, if you know anyone that goes to Las Vegas, and they're playing hand, that they can tell with the opponent when the eyes get dilated, they have attractive hand. And that's what that means. Belladonna means attractive lady. I believe it's Italian. Yeah. Attractive lady. So thus attractive hand. So can you believe someone said, is it toxic? I don't know. That was centuries ago. I don't need it, baby. I got it natural because I got love on the brain. See, I got love on the brain. When you think about it, come on now, you can be about it. It can come about. But that was something that women were doing in the previous century to come across attractive. That's why we see it in our ads. But you can do that. You can do that. Think about something that gets you excited. Think about something that gets you warm all over. Think about something that makes you feel your most sexy and sensual self. Listen, the biggest sex organ. Come here, come close. Get close to me. Make sure my niece is not listening here. Get close to me. The biggest sexual organ that you have is that between the ears. That between the ears, it's that brain. Because if you can seduce the mind, get him there, get his mind, you get his heart. Trust me on this. I've had 4 marriage proposals over 10 years. I love the chase. There'll be a time where I'll slow down that they can catch me, but in the meantime, I'm having fun. Okay, so understand how important that is. So imagine when you get excited. So, if you're going to go on that special date, you're meeting someone, listen, my Clementines, listen up. If you're one of my Clementines and you hear me, if you're one of my Clementines and you're going to get out there and you're going to try some of these things, if you're one of my Clementines, put it in the chat, says, yes, I'm ready for the love quest. I'm ready. Here's the thing that I want you to remember. Whatever state of mind that you're in and however you're feeling, those emotions transfer over. They transfer. Quite often we even dress the way we feel. If we're feeling blue, we're feeling down. You go to your closet, you pick the worst drab thing because that's how you're feeling. No one wants to be around someone who is not emanating that energy, that love, that fire. So when you start thinking, and Stephen Covey once said, begin with the end in mind. I want to find the person of my dreams. I want to find my desired love. I want to be loving. I emanate love. I desire love. I am love. I attract love. That's what I am. And it begins to emanate in you. So what's important, I want you to remember, and let's talk about, that's right, White Tuck, that's right. Let's talk about, Betty, let's talk about our power zones. Because I got to get you ready. I just can't have you sitting in the club just looking around like this going north, south, east, west. I don't want you looking a little crazy. That'll look a little crazy. North, south, east, and west. What's going on with the woman? She's crazy. She's crazy. No, I want you to be ready. So we'll talk about the power zones. Now, this is a little bonus that I'm giving you. There's a whole lot more in the quest because we talk about things. If you got kids around, cover their ears. We talk about the wet voice and some other stuff, but don't worry about that. You'll get that in the quest. But one of the things I want you to remember when you're going out and about, if you're doing dating online and you're doing the Zoom meetups, the chat and chew, the talk and taste, or you're meeting someone in a well-safe place, if you will, I want you to remember it's important to keep your power zones open. Okay, especially when you're dating, especially when you're inviting love in. So let's talk about the power zones. Okay, number one, the neck area. This right here is the suprasternal notch. And one of the things that women do, and then Marilyn Monroe would do that often in the movies, is stroke the suprasternal notch. Okay, very sensitive area, the neck area. The other power zone is the heart. The other power zone is the navel, your belly button, the first connection to another human being through the umbilical cord, all right? That's the first connection right there. And the other power zone is the reproductive area. Those are power zones. So if I close off the heart, look, I'm blocking anything coming in. Who's going to be sitting there in the club going north, south, east, and west? I need a man. You look like a genie. I want to, what does that mean, right? So you open up those power zones. And here's what I want to get you. Eyes, write this down. Open, someone put in the chat, open, eye, lean, and beam. Open, eye, lean, and beam. Open, meaning eyes wide open. Okay? Eye contact. Open eye, open body, open. Okay? Okay, open eye. Remember we talked about the lean. What kind of lean is it? It's the loving lean. Open eye, lean. And what is the beam? B-E-A-M. Somebody tell me, what do you think the beam is? Somebody tell me, what's the beam? What's the beam? What do you think would be the definition of the beam? Come on, think of the beam. What is the beam? Yes, right, Anita, the ray, that fire, that radiates from you. Now watch. I'm going to do something really, really quick. Watch. Okay. Getting into my niece, I'm having a time with her. Okay. I'm going to get into which is hard for me. I'm going to get into a kind of a negative state, right? Okay. And I want you to look at my face. I want you to look at the 43 facial muscles that I have. I want you to watch my oculi muscles. Those are eye muscles there. I want you to watch my zygomatic major muscles, the ones that help with the smile. And just imagine me on the date. You've hooked me up to introduce to you, said, Linda, I'm telling you, he's the one. He's the one. Okay. Okay. So I'm going on this date. And I'm sitting here with you. And of course, you introduced me to this wonderful gentleman. And I want you to look at my face. So do you come here often? Okay. So I'm just sitting down. I'm not going to say a word. I'm not going to say a word at all. I'm just going to look at you all. Does it look like that I'm happy to be here? Does it look like I'm excited? Did anybody see a beam? Was there any fire? Now watch now. I'm anticipating this date. I'm already, beginning with the end in mind. This person's going to be the one. He's going to feel my heart. He's going to feel my fire. He's going to be the one. He's going to look at my lips. He's going to want them. He's going to want to taste my lips. I'm going to want to taste his luscious lips. He's going to look at my eyes and he's going to just swim into this wonderful brown sea of love. He's going to love this. He's going to do all this. I'm thinking, oh gosh, I'm feeling good. And so now I'm sitting there meeting him. Watch. It's a pleasure to meet you. Wow. You can see the difference? Can you see the fire? Oh my goodness. It's right there within you. It's in you, love. It's in you. Whatever you think about, it comes about. And it's important. And one other thing, I'm going to give you a little, listen, I'm going to recommend a product. So there's one that I use when I do all my Zoom presentations, but I'm going to recommend it for you little party people. And sometimes you could wake up and the eyes could be a little bloodshot. So all I'm saying to you is to find your favorite eye drop. I like using natural ones that gives you that crystal dancing, sparkly eyes so that it's just like the eyes are dancing. They're clear and they're vibrant. You don't want to be able to look at someone in the eyes. You can't seduce them with bloodshot eyes. Hey, baby. Well, maybe another side of town, but not where you want to go. So it's so important that when you come into this, the eye seduction. So, and the last thing we're going to learn, are you ready? Who's ready? We're going to learn eye undressing. So that's after you made the connection. You made the connection. I'm feeling you. You feeling me. It moves on to another date. And it moves on to a third date. I don't know how long it takes some of you. I don't know. All right. I come from the old school. I like the courting and the flirting. I like that. But it moves on. And then there's something that takes place. We've dated for a while. And I know, okay, listen up. Okay. I'm probably older than some of you out there, except the one with the grandma that's going to rename the next grandchild after me. But hear me up. Okay. Here is the thing, ladies. You don't want to make yourself just common. You want to make yourself rare. That person will move heaven and earth to get to your jewels. Do you understand what I mean? So now you've gotten to that point. Thank you, Jane. We got to that point, and now we're going to do eye undressing. So what we're going to do before we do this, we're going to practice. So remember now, we've got eye north, eye south, eye east, eye west. So I want you to imagine, everybody practice with me. Imagine you are putting a hat on the man's head. Okay. He's wearing a hat, the top hat, whatever hat you want to do. So take your eyes and put the hat on the head. So watch me. I'm going to put the hat on the head. Hat on the head goes like this, up there, hat on the head. Okay. Now I want you to imagine you putting your earrings on. Okay, put my first earring on. Okay, my second earring on. Got it? So put the hat on the head, First earring on. Okay, all right, second earring on. Okay, did that. Now, the person is dressed. Let's do eye undressing. So when you do eye undressing, you first focus in on the eye and you have permission because you're not at work. You're not in front of the boss. You're not doing a presentation in front of 50 or 100 men. You're not going to undress them in the room. Okay. You're not going to do that. This is only for eye seduction for the dating, right? So now you look at them in the eye. Okay. You're connecting with them. You're already connected. And then all of a sudden you begin to slowly undress the individual. And it goes like this. Anybody feel that? You feel You feel that? Okay. Okay. You feel that? Whoa. Okay. You feel that? So I'm looking. Okay. Now, what if I want him to come join me into the bedroom? Here's how the tilt goes. Okay. I've undressed him. Okay. The mouth is slightly open. Okay. And watch what I'm about to do when I say lick the lips. Now, don't just go like a cow. Don't just do that. Did I do that? That was so ugly. Clementines, I'm sorry. That was ugly. Okay, I'm sorry. But your family, can we have fun? Watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this. Okay. Watch this. I'm not going to say anything. So I've already undressed him. Okay. And watch how I lick the lips. I go like this. Tilt the head. And watch the eyes. Okay. Okay. Look to the right. What is that signal? Baby, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And then the next morning, and I see you, and I'm going to say to you, my Clementine, I know what you did in last night, Anita, because you are beaming. You are beaming. So that's just one of the tracks. And when you sign up for the quests and all the wonderful quests that we're having, this is Love Week, and you've been having a lot of wonderful authors on. It has been so much fun, but here's what we're going to do. Come on, Sierra, we're going to answer some questions. So any question that you want, I'm here. Now, remember now, as a body language expert, normally I'm doing the tough stuff, dealing with jury selection, working with CEOs, working with celebrities, politicians, and all that good stuff. This is the fun stuff that I love. And listen up, when you learn how to read those nonverbal cues, my darlings, my Clementines, you will learn how to make those billion-dollar moves. All right.
Oh my goodness. Guys, type in the chat. Isn't this the most amazing workshop? I learned so much, even though I did Linda's program on Mind Valley's platform, and it's like, oh my God, so much juice. But she taught so many new things. I'm like, I can't wait to get out of this call and practice all of that.
See what someone said in the chat, Betty said, if your mom only knew.
if only. Type in the chat if you want to do the program as well. And meantime, let's get into the questions. We have a few questions in the chat. And if you guys want to submit, you can put in the Q&A box. But let's start with this question. Linda, do you teach how to be sensual and sexual when women are on periods, menopause? I think a question maybe we can start with.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, no matter what stage you are in life, from sunrise to sunset, and as our bodies go through the seasons of life, it's about loving you and who you are, celebrating all of you. There is something sexual and very attractive about a woman who is confident in her own skin. Men usually run away from women that feel they have the tendencies of the hangups. I'm not as beautiful, not as attractive, because it comes across, Sarah, as needy. But when you are in your own power, no matter whether it's going through menopause, this is how I look at menopause. Watch this. I look at menopause is that when I walk in the room, the men all pause. See, you see what I did? I just shift the way I was thinking. That's how I look at menopause, honey. When I walk into the room, the men all pause. Because let me tell you, women, as we get older, just like fine wine, we get better. That's why you'll see, look at Tina Turner. She's older than her husband. You'll see, look at Cher, still sexy and got it going on. Ladies, as we get older, we get better. It doesn't have to be a blazing fire as long as there's a spark in the furnace. So you look at menopause as the men all pause. If you knew how young I was, you would be getting yourself together, honey.
Yummy. I see as Ali is asking, what about biting your lower lip? I think.
Well, if you're biting your lower lip, it depends timing. When you bite your lip, the timing. So when you're doing that and you're in the eye seduction, and remember the eyes, that you capture the eyes, you begin to undress them because you're going below the base. You are staying there right at the lips, at the mouth. You're looking at the mouth, and then all of a sudden, watch why I bite my lip. See that? See, because that's how you give the illusion, like, and then release. Look what I just did. And release. The eyes got big. So when did the eyes get big like that? And when do you release like that? See, I don't know if there's some kids listening in the room, so I have to be really careful because I love Mind Valley and I love you all, but I don't know if you have little Mickey listening in the room. I don't want that to happen. But when you do that release, you and I know what that is, and he knows what that is. All right. Next.
Oh yes, I see in the chat the best Zoom call in the history of Zoom sessions. Oh yes, guys, I told you were up for a trip.
The energy is everything. She is so right. The energy is everything. The energy energizes. Yes.
Beautiful. I see one question actually in the chat that I want to bring it up. What about two women competing seductively for the same man? How do you become the winner for the,
Okay.
or
This
the
is
better
good.
woman?
This is good. This is good. Thank you, Angela. This is good. So there have been cases, ladies, where you have met women who are vying for the same guy. And I've got to go back because I don't remember where that's happened for me because I've seemed to always win. But let me just tell you why. Okay. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Why men are stimulated by the visual. Okay. They're stimulated by the visual. Women are stimulated by the auditory. That's why we like to hear the man say he can do everything for us and do everything. We just want to hear you say, I love you. Men like to see, that's why we dress a certain way, wear the same colors. So one of the things that I do, where I have the other women who I might have been competing with, or the women who are trying to compete with me, what they have a tendency, they adorn themselves. And of course, the clothes, either they have clothes on or they don't, they're dressed a certain way. By the way, my grandmother wants to say all the time, baby, honey, when a man opens the package, let's give him something to at least guess about. If he sees everything, then he has no element of surprise. So I like to wear clothing and fabrics that have the man thinking, I wonder what's under there. So as the women are the ones who are competing and displaying themselves, it's not about me at that moment. When I have my opportunity with him, it's all about him. It's all about him. I'm laughing at his jokes. It's all about him. I'm touching him subtly right on the forearm to be able to anchor feelings. It's all about, and everything is about him. And not only when he's communicating with me and he'll share something with me, rather than repeat it back, I let him know that I've heard it in a way that I add the emotions to it. So what I hear you saying, Kevin, what I hear you saying, John, is this, is that I can only imagine. You beat out all those guys. You made it to the top because you're good at what you do. You're probably good at everything, John. Congratulations. Isn't it?
I see. Okay,
I know we got a couple more minutes. Can we get a couple more in?
Yes, and there are so many questions coming in, but I see probably there are
Don't forget, Sarah, we got to let everybody know that, because I want my Clementines, listen, we can't just leave each other now. I want everyone to, for those of you who are wanting or new to the Mind Valley family, or coming into the family, we've got something special for you, that if you decide to enroll in Mind Valley, you have access not just to all the wonderful authors here doing Love Week, you have access to all of Mind Valley, and we have, and tell me if I'm right, I'm not giving away the house, $100 off membership.
Oh my God.
It's our gift. Watch this. Now watch what I'm about to do. It's my gift to you. Now write this down. What I just did is called a connecting gesture, connecting you and I. And you notice I didn't go to the face, you and I did to the heart, you and I. We connect all the time. When you or someone is on the same page, we go like this. Those are connecting gestures. And when you do that, it is so powerful. So when everyone else is trying to compete, see underneath, this is Beyonce's body underneath. I can't just unleash it to the world. They can't handle it. I have to hold it in the package. So, but when you connect in that way, come on. Sarah, we got to see them in the quest. We got to get them in there, get them ready. Some of you going to get started tonight. Good, Tatiana, you already glad you signed up for Mind Valley. You're automatically honorary Clementine. Get in there, honey, and get the love going.
Oh my God. Yes, I see the question of what's the name of the quest. The name of the quest is Body Language for Dating Attraction. I have done it and I cannot tell you how good that is. You saw just a sneak peek today, but you have 10 days of content. And by signing up for the membership, basically, you will not only get Linda's quest, but a lot of other Mind Valley amazing quests. But of course, I mean, this 10 days that you're going to do is going to be probably the juiciest content you have consumed. So we have $100 discount, like we mentioned. So you have the link, guys. Grab your spot and let's get started with the quest. And
Now, Sarah,
Before we
someone said they're going to unleash this on their boyfriend. So here's what I want you to do. When your boyfriend says he's sitting there watching television, whatever, walk in the room and don't say anything. Just walk in and sit down and go like this and just look at him. And just start breathing. Just look at him. Just gaze at his eyes. Don't take them off. Then he's going to say, what? What? And then start leaning in. What are you doing? You start working it. Start testing this tonight. Get him good.
Oh my God, I'm gonna try that tonight. Meantime, I see Virginia saying, I've been a member for 2 years and I do quest after quest, learning so much. Worth if it's yeah, oh my God, I'm so happy. There are quite a few members in the house, but also new members coming in. So guys, go. The link is in the chat. I'm gonna drop one more time. And Linda, as we're bringing it to closure, unfortunately, because we have still a lot of questions, I would sit with you for hours. What are you going to leave us with? The last.
What I want to leave you with, you know what? With so much going around in the world today, you know, the power of love, no matter what goes on, love can oversee everything if we could just remember to love. And the first thing I want you to remember, and the last thing that I want you to remember, is to say to yourself, I go first. I'm the one, I'm going to love first. I'm going to give first. I'm going to embrace first. I'm going to be the best first. Because if we all do that, can you imagine what kind of world that this would be? And I want you all to know that I love you and I cannot wait to see you in the quest. You're my official Clementines. I love you.
Thank you so much, Linda, for this amazing workshop. I think this was the best ever Zoom call in the history of Zoom call. Please, guys, drop in the chat your gratitude, your love for Linda, and we are bringing it to closure. Thank you, Linda, again for being with us.
So much.
We love you so much. And guys, sign up, you know, the link is there. You're getting all the love, Linda. All the hearts are here. You're explosive. Thank you. Ciao, everybody. Take care.
Bye.
See you on the other
Bye.
side. Ciao, ciao.